Hello, I'm the Luke Cartographer, and this is the 17th video in my Mass Effect Legendary Edition series. In the last video we helped Garrus out with Dr. Salion, we went to the besieged base and we tried to save as many people as we could from the biotic terrorists, and we visited the Plutus system. In this video we're going to go ahead and finish up the remainder of the side quests that we have, and we're going to start by heading over to the Hercules system. So, we're going to be leaving behind the MSV Fidel, the Herschel system, and the Kepler Verge, and we're going to be heading over to the Attican Beta cluster and the Hercules system.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Normandy, this is Alliance Command. We're detecting your presence in the Attican Beta cluster. One of our surveillance drones was gathering intel on Geth activities in the region when it was spotted and shot down. You need to go groundside and recover the drone's data module before the Geth find it.
Okay, so we got 4 planets here. Let's start with Zatheron. Zatheron is a small rock planet with a thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide. The surface is scorching hot and mainly composed of sulfur with deposits of boron. Okay, pretty hot, 388 degrees. Next up is Sighted. The proximity of the energetic star Hercules causes constant blue and violet aurora in Sighted's nitrogen-argon atmosphere. During periods of increased solar flares, the aurora are bright enough to be read by on the surface and can be seen with off-the-shelf optics from a distance of several AU. Sighted's scorching hot surface is mainly composed of magnesium with deposits of iron. A surprising variety of simple carbon-based life flourishes in a complex network of cave systems that wind through the crust, protected from Hercules' heat and radiation. Okay, surveying it we find a medallion. While scanning Sighted, you discovered a large debris field in geosynchronous orbit. Chief Engineer Adams conducted several detailed sweeps of the area and detected a few items of interest, including a League of One medallion encased in lead molding. Okay. Next up is Elitania, but that's where we're landing, so Zatoris. Zatoris is a hydrogen-helium gas giant with high-level decks of sulfur clouds. A layer of hydrocarbons has formed deeper in the atmosphere. Vast electrical storm fronts can be seen flickering across the dark side. Interesting. Let's survey it. And we found the heavy metal gold on a nearby moon. Okay. On to Elitania. Warning, level 1 toxic hazard. Elitania appears to be a world eminently suited for colonization. Sadly, appearances are deceiving. It is covered by a verdant carpet of mosses, algae, and lichen, and possesses a thick, oxygenated atmosphere. But the animal kingdom is a web of microscopic symbiotic creatures. These are impossible to filter from the air and necessary for the native life to survive. Unfortunately, they also cause anaphylactic shock when inhaled by non-native life. Oof. In short, settlement requires either fully sealed environment suits or replacement of the entire world's ecosystem. Some have proposed limited colonization at altitudes above the symbiote's range or in areas where favorable winds keep the air clear. That's unfortunate because this place looks beautiful. Alright, so again, we're here for the quest here, UNC Lost Module. Go to the Hercules system, travel to the Hercules system in the Attican Beta cluster, and find the drone containing the data module. Okay? I'm not sure what this one is. Well, it's actually a different system, never mind. Okay. Next up, we're going to be heading over here to this anomaly. This place is fairly beautiful. I mean, even with the annoyingly steep rocks, you've got the ring that crosses the sky up there, and then you got this big old moon up there. Okay, now we are finally going to be able to make use of that trinket that the Asari consort gave us back on the Citadel. That was like in the second video, I think, and we're now up to video 17. Anyway, Prothean Ruin, let's recover the artifact. Okay, and now let's examine the mysterious globe. Examining the strange Prothean artifact reveals a small, irregular slot on the underside. Remembering the strange trinket you received from the Asari consort on the Citadel, you pull it out and place it into the slot. The ball explodes in a brilliant flash of white light, momentarily blinding and disorienting you. Slowly your senses return as you wake from a deep sleep. You're alone in the forest, though you are not far from the caves that you share with others of your tribe. There's a pain and a small lump at the back of your skull, as if a chip of flint has been forced under the surface of your skin. Leaning on your bone-tipped spear for support, you rise to your feet. A sound draws your attention upward, where a strange creature hovers high above you. It is unlike the birds you hunt by the lake edge. It has no head, no wings, yet somehow it flies. It is a beast of shining silver, hanging motionless in the sky like a cloud. You sense it is watching you, studying you. Raising a hairy fist, you shake your spear at it in anger, and the creature rises up quickly until it disappears from view. With a satisfied grunt, you make your way back to your caves, and the rest of your tribe. You fall into the familiar pattern of life. The hunt for food, the struggle to claim and keep a mate, the battles against other tribes that would claim your territory. Days roll into nights and back into days. Each time you rise from sleep, there is a sensation that you are not alone, that some other is with you, sharing all you see, hear, and feel. At this time, your hand goes to the strange lump at the back of your skull, and you remember the silver creature in the sky. The air grows colder. Winter falls. You must range farther for food, clutching the furs tight as you ward against the cold. It is on one of these long hunts that the strange bird returns. You hear it before you see it. Its call a deafening roar as it descends from above. Swooping down on you, a single great red eye opens in the underbelly, a glowing red orb. You try to run, but a finger of red light extends from the eye and engulfs you. It all goes black again. You wake an instant later to find yourself on Elitania lying on your back, the Prothean artifact looming above you, undamaged, and your companions standing over you. They help you to your feet, puzzled. There was a flash of light and you just sort of toppled over, one explains. Are you all right, Shepard? The other asks. You don't answer right away, wondering at the implications of what you've just seen. The memories of a Cro-Magnon hunter captured by an implanted Prothean data recorder. How long did they study the primitive humans, observing them and analyzing the results at their base on Mars? And what, if anything, did they learn from us? I'm fine, you finally reply, realizing there's some mystery that you'll probably never solve. Forget about it. Really crazy. Because, I mean, that reveals that the Protheans were watching humans on Earth and learning about our development. And maybe even guiding it, who knows. Anyway, let's take a look at the map. We're going to be heading up this way. Okay, here we go. Let's survey this thing. We found a large deposit of the heavy metal palladium. Okay. Now then, let's head on up this way. Alright, I misremembered things. We're heading over here. Alright, here we go. We've got a crashed probe. And we've got an ammo upgrade and an armor upgrade. Okay. Now then, we're going to head over here to this downed recon probe. Alright, here we go.
Securing point.
Downed probe.
This is the surveillance drone, but where is the data module?
A monkey-like creature seems to have made off with the data module.
Guess we're doing this the hard way.
And we've got a couple of those monkey-like creatures on the ground here. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to head over and get the last mineral node you can actually see on the minimap now. Then we will go after the monkeys. Here we go. And we have a large deposit of the heavy metal gold. Okay, so now this revealed several monkey colonies, in fact 4 of them I believe. We're going to be heading up to this one, and it's the one that this stuff actually, that the module actually is in. You can feel free to go search these things all you want, but there's actually a mine here, and that's where the monkey is that has the module that you need. So let's head up that way. Okay, here we are.
En route.
So yeah, I think these same strange little structures, just like those bugs on the other planet that we went to, but... So yeah, you can feel free to search each and every monkey you want to, but yeah, the one that has the module is back here inside this actual mine. So let's head back in here. Alright, now I think it's actually the same exact monkey every single time. We can test out this theory by heading down to the back of the mine. Along the way, we will find things like this medical kit here for some Metagel. We got a locked crate right here with an assault rifle, sniper rifle, and some medium Krogan armor. And let's just keep going. Alright, nothing yet in here in terms of things to search other than the monkeys, which, again, I'm going to not search in the hopes that this one monkey is the right one. Okay, we got this locked right here. With a pistol, shotgun, and sniper rifle. And I think that there's still a little bit more loot to find in here. Yeah, here we go. Crate back over here. With a pistol and an assault rifle. Everything coming up at level 10 is great. Anyway, let's head... Okay, so I think the monkey's back in the right one. Let's head back in the left one. I think there's also more crates back here. Yep, locked crate. With some light human armor, a shotgun, and a pistol. Let me check that light human armor real quick. Okay. Some new armor. Now then, let's go check out the other side. Alright, I think it's this one here.
He dropped the data module!
Yep.
It's a miracle the data module's still intact. Joker can transmit this info to Alliance Command.
Okay, so we just got 6 Paragon, and why? Because we didn't kill any of these monkey things. You can, of course, kill them to try to extract the data module. And that may even be faster than searching all of them, but just searching the one is the fastest way. Now, the Geth are here because they were the ones who shot down the probe in the first place, and they're looking to get that data module because it's got information about them on it. How many more of y'all are there? Well, there's one less now. I think there's probably another sniper back here. Yep. There we go. Okay, the Geth have been handled. Let's get back up to the Normandy. Alright, space monkeys have been handled. It's time for us to leave behind Elitania, the Hercules system in the Attican Beta, and find the Gemini Sigma cluster. And the Ming system. Okay, so we've got 3 planets and an asteroid belt and a ship. Let's search the asteroid belt real quick. Nothing to see. Okay, so Enteropris. Enteropris is a hydrogen-helium gas giant that formed in the outer regions of the Ming system and is in the process of migrating inward. In a few million years, the planet's atmosphere will begin to boil away into space. There is a sizable temperature difference between the side of Enteropris facing the energetic blue giant primary and the side facing the cold of deep space. This variance powers massive cyclonic windstorms. The intense heat it absorbs from the sun, in addition to its own internal heat engine, causes the planet's dark side to radiate faintly in the infrared. Pretty cool. Okay, and I wonder why it's migrating in. Anyway, Parag. Parag is a large rock planet with an atmosphere composed of nitrogen and argon. Despite lying over 600 AU from Ming, its surface is scorching hot and mainly composed of alumina with deposits of silver. Due to the radiation and heat, landing on Parag's sunward side with anything less than warship-grade shielding will likely be fatal. Parag rotates at a retrograde to the rest of the Ming system, indicating it is likely a captured body. Interesting. But crazily, 600 AU, and it is 1,117 degrees Celsius on the surface. That is nuts. This is a hot, very radioactive star. Surveying it, we find the light metal titanium in a large deposit. Okay. And next up, we have Altanork. Altanork is a small but typical hydrogen-helium gas giant with no outstanding features. Its combination of strong magnetic field and relatively shallow gravity well make it a popular stopover world for discharging FTL drive cores. Surveying it, we find a medallion. Scanning Altanork revealed something of interest in the debris field. Joker brought the Normandy in close, and a small team was able to retrieve some valuable detritus, including a League of One medallion. Interesting. Okay, and now to the ship, the MSV Worthington. The Worthington is a Kowloon-class modular conveyor of human design, configured for mixed freight and passenger hauling. The ship appears to be in a shutdown state, the main thrusters are cold, and it is adrift off the main orbit of Enteropris. Registry, the Morrison Company of Shanxi. Okay, let's check this thing out.
Guess nobody's home.
Most of the systems seem to be disabled. Only basic life support appears to be functioning.
Alright, let's check this crate. Pistol and shotgun. Anything else in here before we move on? Yes, another crate with an assault rifle and a pistol. Okay, let's move in. Same exact layout in terms of the overall body of the ship as every other one of these ships we've come across. And I guess you could say that makes some sense.
We're not alone.
Given that these things are of the same design, but it's just funny.
Somebody set that trap. The whole place could be wired.
That all these ships are exactly the same. Anyway, let's see. So those things are traps, so we should probably shoot them before we get too close if we can. Anything over here? Well, missed that one until it was too late. Let's see. Okay, I think we're doing good here. Alright. What do we got up here? And we got a bunch of bunks, a couple tables, and a locker with a pistol, assault rifle, and sniper rifle in it, and a crew computer that can play logs.
They say Jacob's gone. They say his brain isn't functioning anymore, and they want to shut off his machines. But Jacob's the only thing in the world that matters to me. I don't know how to help him, and it's tearing me up inside. I just feel so helpless, so damn angry. Dr. Smith gave me some meds to calm down, but I didn't take them. I can't. Not until I figure out a way to help Jacob. I won't give up on him. I won't!
Alright, so we're getting the first image here of the problem. One of the crew members is brain dead, and the person who's closest to him can't take it. Here we go. Cockpit computer, play logs.
Jacob is showing no signs of brain activity. There's nothing more we can do for him. He wouldn't want to be kept alive by machines, so we're going to disconnect the life support. Dr. Smith is worried about Julia's reaction, though. She can't seem to let Jacob go. The stress is making her implants flare up, causing intense migraines. It'll probably be easier for everyone if we don't tell her until after we shut the life support down. Give her a chance to... Julia, what are you doing here? Why are you...
So it sounds to me like Julia, who's the person who is close to Jacob, the man who's now brain dead, it sounds to me like she's probably an L2 biotic from the migraines they were talking about there. And it sounds like she just killed the captain. So I think that's Jacob there. Let's see, we got a medical computer here.
Jacob's not going to make it. His brain was deprived of oxygen for too long. There's nothing any of us can do for him now except let him die with dignity. It's what he would want. I'm more worried about Julia now. She's showing signs of severe depression. I gave her some meds that should help, but I better warn the captain.
Alright. So, basically you have the option here to... Oh, well... Sorry, Julia. I wish there had been some way we could stop that. Wait, we got another crate here, too. With a shotgun, assault rifle, and sniper rifle. So, basically, we have the option here to either leave the life support on or turn it off. In fact, let's interact with this.
Looks like that machine is keeping him alive.
I do not see any brain activity on the readouts. He is dead. This body is just an empty shell.
Maybe we should shut the machine down. It's the merciful thing to do.
It is your decision, Shepard. But perhaps we should wait until we have more information before we do anything.
Alright, so of course this comes down to your personal preference on this thing. Just personally speaking, my philosophy on this is that if he is legitimately gone, I mean if his brain has been deprived of oxygen too long, consciousness is entirely destroyed. There's nothing left here but the former body that his soul, in a way of speaking, used to inhabit. There's nothing left of him. This is not him, even. Anyway, so I'm going to shut this thing off. There's no point in leaving it on. But of course, other people have different views on that. I think this actually came out around the time of the whole Terry Schiavo thing. And anyway, let's do this.
That was the compassionate thing to do, Shepard.
And they'll tell you that regardless of what you do there. Anyway, let's head back out to the Normandy. All right. Let's leave behind that sad scene. And let's head on over to... Where are we heading, actually? The, there we go. Voyager Cluster and the Amazon system.
Commander, incoming signal from 5th Fleet HQ on the Citadel.
Commander Shepard, something uncomfortable has just come up. In the First Contact War, we fired a lot of espionage probes into Turian space. We just received a mission complete burst from one of them.
Where's it been in the meantime?
No idea. Lost in transit. These probes were built in a hurry after First Contact.
What makes this uncomfortable?
When these probes were launched, we didn't have any idea who we were fighting. We didn't want to risk aliens examining our technology. The probe has a demo nuke built in.
Jeez.
A 20-kiloton tactical fusion warhead. About equal to the bomb dropped on Hiroshima back in the 20th. If somebody finds that probe, tampers with it, you don't need me to finish, Commander.
I understand this must be handled, but I don't have anyone trained to deal with this sort of thing, sir.
I know. I wouldn't ask if it wasn't important. These probes have been classified for 26 years. The Council will call fusion bomb booby traps dangerous and irresponsible. The Alliance would face censure if they find this probe. I'm asking you because the Normandy can get on site quickly and quietly. It's in the Voyager cluster.
It's in the Voyager cluster. That's the opposite side of the Alliance from Turian space. How did it get there?
I don't know. It's possible someone recovered it safely and brought it there. It's also possible it got very badly lost. It could have been wandering the relay network since the war.
We'll get on it immediately, Admiral. And we'll be discreet.
I appreciate that, Commander. Good luck. Fifth Fleet out.
Kind of crazy to consider that they're possibly just these nukes wandering around space like that. I'd love to see more about the First Contact War. Like, I feel like that would make a really cool game. Anyway, so Agibinium is actually where we're going to be landing. Let's go to Dernica. Dernica is an enormous terrestrial world nearly twice the size of Earth. Its environment is similar to that of Mars, arid, and a mix of craggy basaltic highlands and sand-scoured deserts of iron-laced silicate dust. Dernica's atmosphere mainly consists of carbon dioxide and argon, but the planet's mass is great enough that measurable amounts of helium and either molecular hydrogen remain trapped in its atmosphere. The planet's gravity well is deep enough that it has collected nearly a dozen small satellites, most captured asteroids. Its surface is scarred by many large impact craters, marking the final resting place of other captured asteroids. Interesting. Okay. Okay, next. Sandema. Actually, I'm going to go with Sanedma. Sanedma is the second of the Amazon system's arid superterrestrial worlds. It is considerably less dense than its neighbor Dernica, and it has an atmosphere of carbon dioxide and ethane. Its frozen surface is mainly composed of iron-laced silicates with deposits of sulfur. Okay, surveying it, we find the rare element polonium in a small deposit. Next up, Cybin. A small rock and ice planet, Cybin has an extremely thin atmosphere of hydrogen sulfide and ethane. Its frozen surface is mainly composed of magnesium and silicates with deposits of iron. Cybin's crust contains significant deposits of green serpentine, a mineral formed by volcanic activity. This suggests that Cybin was a more geologically active world in the distant past. Okay, surveying it, we find a terrain insignia. While scanning the planet Cybin, you discovered a large mine grid and geosynchronous orbit. With the help of Navigator Presley, your recon team recovered a small unmanned probe marked with the Quadim outpost insignia. Okay. And lastly out here, Tremar. Tremar is a standard hydrogen-helium gas giant with traces of methane and nitrogen in its upper atmosphere. Surveying it, we find a large concentration of nitrogen. Okay. Now then, back to Agibinium. Agibinium is a small terrestrial world with an extremely thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and ethane. Though the planet has sufficient mass to maintain a much thicker atmosphere, much of it has been blasted away. The red giant Amazon is a long-period variable star, currently at the nadir of its 16-year cycle. At peak, its energy output doubles, lashing Agibinium with intense heat and radiation. The crust is mainly composed of aluminum with deposits of tin. Much of the surface is coated in a fine silicate dust, which easily penetrates the smallest cracks to foul machinery. Okay, let's land. Alright, taking a look at the map, we're going to head down here first. Man, look how big and red that star is. Alright, let's check out this deposit here. There we go, a deposit of the rare element samarium. Okay. Next up, we're going to be heading over this way somewhere. It always screws with my head to think about how big these stars are, because this looks like a red supergiant, and we're talking so much bigger than our sun. And our sun is already so just freaking enormous. But you compare this to even this star to the largest star in existence, and it's nothing. It's just incredible that stuff like this is even capable of existing in nature. Anyway, here we go. Let's see, we got a deposit here. A large deposit of the light metal magnesium. Okay. Next up, we're going to head right on up here. It's just kind of like when you hear the size of the budget being in the trillions, and you have no conception really. Like honestly, like mathematics-wise, you know how big a trillion is, but you think about how big a trillion is in terms of like ever even being able to spend $1 trillion. It's the same sort of thing with this sort of thing. Where it's like you can't even really conceptualize the size of a star like this. They're just massive. Utterly, utterly massive. There we go. Deposit of the light metal beryllium. Okay. Now then, let's head on over to this debris field here. Here we go. Crashed probe. With a grenade upgrade and an armor upgrade. Okay. Next up, we are going to be heading on over to this anomaly. Alright, almost missed this thing. Scavenger corpse. With a turned insignia. This body is a long way from anything and appears to have been here for quite some time. On the body is a book with drawings, including one that looks like the Siglar outpost insignia. Okay. And I noticed something over here on the drive over, so let's head over this way. Here we go. We got a damaged vehicle and a corpse. Let's examine the corpse. Discovery. Brushing away the carbonization on the door of the contragravity speeder, you see the Nizo brand name. Judging by the charring, the wreckage has to have been here since the star's last variable peak. The corpse is wearing the remains of an expensive suit and what appears to be melted antique aviator goggles. Okay, getting back in the vehicle. Let's head on up here to the Alliance homing beacon. Alright, so we got a bunch of crates out here. Let's get into this mine.
Ready.
I was worried for a minute I wouldn't be able to get up the ramp.
The signal is coming from a mine?
Smells like ambush, Skipper.
I concur. This did not crash. Someone moved it here.
There's a nuclear weapon down there. We can't abandon it. Just stay on guard.
Aye, aye.
It's obviously an entirely different situation. It's just interesting to see the difference between the first contact between humans and aliens in the Mass Effect universe compared to humans and aliens in the Halo universe. Again, completely different situation. The Covenant being like a massive amalgamation of groups all coming together to fight versus the Citadel Council being basically independent groups coming together to govern together. Anyway, just very different, obviously, and very different meeting. This reminds me a lot of the those caves with the Rachni in them that we were on back on, man, I can't remember, Altahi, I think was one of the planets. Anyway, let's see if we can't find this nuke. And there's our probe.
What the hell? Shepard, at last.
You have me at a disadvantage.
My name is Ilanos Halliot. I doubt you know it. Who do you think runs the Terminus clan, Shepard, huh? Thousands of pirates, slavers, criminals of every stripe?
I don't study the internal politics of pirate bands.
The strongest leads. The one who kills the most men, seizes the most ships, pillages the most colonies. 3 years ago, I was the strongest. I used my influence to assemble a fleet. We would drive your kind out of the Verge.
You're the one behind the attack on Elysium.
I was the motivator, the instigator, the one who promised glory and riches for sacking the largest human colony in the cluster. The one blamed when it failed. Failed! I was ruined when your kind held against the Blitz. What better way to recover my reputation than by eliminating the first human Spectre?
We'll find a way out of here.
I rather doubt that. Goodbye, Shepard.
What do we do now, Shepard?
We've got air and light, and the Normandy's still in orbit. Let's look for another way out.
There's no time to get out. You have to disable the bomb before it goes off. It feels like that dialogue right there was recorded, and they're like, "Ooh, that didn't really fit the quest. Let's throw in this little scene right here." Okay, let's disarm this. We got 10 seconds. 1 hard point down. 2 hard points down. 3 hard points down. You've disabled the bomb. Okay, in less than 10 seconds, Shepard can disarm a nuke. Anyway, interesting thing about that guy that we were just talking to, he used to be a human back in the Mass Effect 1. And I'd actually remembered that, so I looked it up, and according to the wiki, yeah, it used to be human. Although it was always intended to be a Turian, they were saying there. Just based on his voice. Plus he also says your kind, ammo upgrades here. But I've always assumed that the your kind comment was basically referring to the Alliance. Anyway. Okay, we're back outside, and we are now on the north side of the mine. I think the north side. Well, anyway. We didn't come out on the same side, but the Mako is actually out here, because these nice pirates were kind enough to bring it around to us here. Now, we could shoot our way into this camp, but the more fun way to do it is just to get around the pirates, come down the hill, and get back in the Mako, and use the Mako's guns against them. Here we go. Almost there. Here we go. And there we go. And there's still Elanos Elliot himself. Elliot went through a lot of trouble to draw you here. A pity it ended like this, for him at least. Now that you're above ground, your suit radio has re-established connection with the Normandy. Time to get the hell out of here. Agreed. Alright, let's take a look at our journal. We've got these 2 missions left, Virmire and the Race Against Time. Find the conduit, and Virmire is our next step along that way. But along with that, if we go over to the assignments, there's nothing left. We've done all of these secondary quests now. That means that next time when we come back, we're going to be heading to Virmire, and we're going to be trying to find the missing piece of the puzzle that'll help us find the proper world to jump through on the other side of the Mu Relay. So, this has been the Irresolute Cartographer. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.